Cool. Bacon. I believe we are already live, but we have a couple of minutes. I have about 2 minutes, so you see me wandering around like a crazy person. But if you are tuned in a little bit early, all you need to do is grab a towel and some water, and then if you have yoga blocks, grab a block or two. And then in about 2 minutes, we'll move a little bit. Yeah, I'm excited. So hopefully we're all logging on now. We'll wait about a minute before we start moving. My name is Lewis, and this is Yoga Tone. If you didn't hear me earlier, please make sure you have some water, a towel would be handy, and then also some yoga blocks or some sort of prop, maybe a pillow, maybe a large towel that you can roll up, something that you may want to use to sit on, or maybe when we're doing some different postures, to put your hands on to reach. If you are at home and you have like a small ottoman, I think that's what they're called, the little small things that are at the edge of chairs and couches, you can also have one of those handy if we're doing some standing balance poses or things of that nature. So once again, my name is Lewis, and this is Yoga Tone, so we'll have a nice yoga flow. Of course, we'll hold some postures a little bit differently and a little bit longer, and we'll have some abdominal work to draw in as well. But today's flow is all levels, so if this is your first time trying a yoga class, this class is for you. If you've been doing yoga for years, this class is also for you. And if you have any injuries or anything like that, please make sure you move with that in mind. If something hurts, stop doing it and do something else, or regress it down to something easier. I'll try to show other options as well. If any of my ladies happen to be practicing for two, if you happen to be carrying a baby with you, that's awesome. Just be mindful of the postures that you do actually get in. So we'll wait another 10 seconds or so, making sure everyone has all the props they need or want. And then we're going to find ourselves in a comfortable cross-legged seat. If crossing the legs is not your comfortable seat, you can also go to Hero's Pose, which is what I was just in, which is the tops of the feet are down, and you just sit your hips to heels. Now this is also one of those postures that if this is uncomfortable for the knees, you can take that rolled up big towel or that pillow and sit it between the hamstrings and the calves, and you'll sit a little more propped up, which takes some of that off of the knees. If that posture works best for you, I also suggest that comfortable cross-legged seat. Now, I like to use a block for my cross-legged seat, so this lifts the pelvis and kind of gives me a little more comfortability. So the block makes it easier if you're in a cross-legged seat and you find yourself really fighting to stay forward or rounding forward, you can take a block and sit on the block. So I actually sit on a block as well. So let's get to that comfortable cross-legged seat, sitting on the block if you want, or you're in that comfortable Hero's Pose. Once you work yourself into this comfortable posture, allow the shoulders to be directly over the hips. Making sure that both sit bones are sitting on the block and you're super comfortable. And once your shoulders are over the hips and the spine is long, so sit up tall in the spine. Take the hands and either place them down or face them up. Do whatever feels natural for you right now. And maybe that is your subconscious telling you, my hands are up because I'm ready to receive something today, or my palms are down because I'm trapping what I have already. So make that decision subconsciously. And then close the eyes, so the eyes are heavy. And just start to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Making sure the breaths are equally in and equally out. When you move today, move with the breath. Use this next moment to set an intention for your practice this morning. What do you want to get out of your movement? What do you want to leave in your movement? What is the purpose of you moving this morning? With that intention set, also take a note to be kind to yourself. Some of these postures may be hard. Some things may be challenging. Some things may be things that you've done before. But today they seem a little bit harder and a little bit different. Be kind. We wake up to a different body every day. So with that intention set, and with kindness on the forefront, switch the cross of your legs if you're in a comfortable cross-legged seat. So switch the legs that are crossed. And once those legs are switched, sit up nice and tall, even taller, pulling the shoulders down the back and lift the chest. Now you want the palms down on the knees. So take a deep inhale to lift the chest, slight back bend, lifting the chin. Exhale, round the upper back, draw the lower abdominals in. Inhale, lift the chest, pull the shoulders back, finding extension in the spine. Exhale, draw those lower abdominals in, round the spine forward. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, draw those abdominals in, round the upper back. Inhale. Exhale. One more round like this. Deep inhale, long spine, shoulders down the back, chest lifted. Exhale. Coming back to that neutral position, hands on top of the thighs. Start to roll the body around in a circle. Taking it 5 directions, 5 times in one direction, and then 5 in the other. Starting to find freeness in the hips. Maybe roll through the shoulders. Start to do whatever feels natural to you. Once you did 5 on each side, come back to the center, roll the shoulders back. Right hand reaches out to the side on the mat or floor. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, take it over to the right side. Reaching long, and allow that right hand to slide away from the body as you reach to the left side of the body. Inhale, slide that hand back close to the body. Keep reaching the left hand up towards the sky. Exhale, slide the right hand away, getting along to the left side of the body. One more. Inhale, slide it in. Exhale, slide it out. Hold it out. Get long on the left side of the body and maybe even bend the right elbow to get a little bit lower. Making sure we actively push the left knee towards the floor to keep that stretch and keep the sit bones into the block or mat. Deep inhale, lift that elbow. Exhale, slide it back to center. And we switch the arms. Inhale, right arm comes up. Left hand comes down. Deep inhale, the spine is long. Exhale, slide that left hand away, reaching through the side of the body. Inhale, slide the left hand close. Exhale, slide it away. Inhale. And exhale. This time, stay here. Can we go out a little bit more? Bending the left elbow. Pressing that right knee towards the floor. Deep inhale here. Deep exhale. Hold it. Inhale. Press the left hand into the mat or floor. Raise the elbow. Exhale. Slide it back in. Reach both hands up towards the sky. Interlace the palms and press the palms away. Deep inhale, slide back in. Exhale, round it forward. If you're on the block, lift the hips off the block. Slide the hands forward. Inhale. Find the seat back on the block. Interlace the palms. Reach them up. Exhale. Draw those abdominals in. Reach the palms forward. Lift the hips off the block. Slide the chest towards the floor. Actively wrapping the shoulders away from the ears. Armpits towards the floor. Inhale. Slide the hips to block. Interlace the palms. Flip the palms away. Release the hands, roll the shoulders forward and back. And then come up to your hands and knees. Remove the block. So we're going to make sure our palms are spread wide and the eye of our elbow is rotating forward on both arms. Hands are directly under the shoulders. Knees are directly under the hips. Toes are tucked. We're going into spinal flexion and extension, also known as cat-cow. So toes are tucked, fingers are wide. Deep inhale, lift the hips, drop the belly, raise the gaze and pull the shoulders back. Exhale, flip over the tops of the feet. Draw the lower abdominals in, press the mat away and around the upper spine. Inhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, drop the belly, raise the gaze. Exhale, flip over the tops of the feet. Draw those lower abdominals in, round the upper back. Inhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, drop the belly, raise the gaze, pull the chest through. Exhale, flip over the tops of the feet. Draw the lower abdominals in, round the upper back. Inhale, tuck the toes, drop the belly, lift the hips, raise the gaze. Exhale. Take a few free breaths here, moving how the body wants to move for these inhales and exhales, for these flexions and extensions. Move in ways that makes the body feel good. There is no wrong way to move here. Listening to our body is the first step to creating the changes that we want to see. Whether the intention is to become stronger, leaner, more mobile or flexible, listen to your body. It'll tell you how and where to move. Take a few more breaths here on your own, moving how you want to move. Find yourself back to that neutral position. Take the right hand, reach the right arm long on the inhale. Exhale, thread the right under the left, lowering the right shoulder towards the mat. Deep inhale, press the left hand into the mat, reach the right arm forward. Exhale, thread it under the left. Inhale, press and reach. Exhale, thread and lower. This time, stay here. Take the left hand and walk it towards the top of the mat. Take a deep inhale to lift the chest. And on the exhale, pull the right hip back and twist under the left armpit and hold it here. Each inhale, the spine is long, the chest is lifted. Each exhale, we twist a little more. One more. Inhale, long spine, hips lift. Exhale, deepen that twist and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Walk the left hand under the left shoulder. Press yourself up to all fours. Inhale, raise the left arm long. Exhale, thread the left under the right. Keeping the hips lifted. Inhale, press the right hand to the floor. Reach the left hand forward. Exhale, thread the left under the right. Inhale, press and reach. Exhale, thread and lower. This time, stay here. Right hand walks to the top of the mat. Pulling the hips back, lifting the hips towards the sky. Inhale, the spine is long, chest is lifted. Exhale, twist and look under the right armpit. Each time we inhale, we lift the chest and lift the spine. Exhale, twist a little more. Inhale, find that extension. Exhale, twist. Actively pulling the left hip back to keep the hips square. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Walk the right hand under the right shoulder. Press yourself up to all fours. Take the palms and face them away so the fingertips face you. And if this is comfortable, great. If it's uncomfortable, you can turn them to the sides instead of fingertips facing you. Once we're here, keep the toes tucked, but move around small circles here. Nothing aggressive. We'll go 5 in one direction, and then 5 in the other. Really loosen up the wrists here. Once you've done 5 in each direction, turn those hands back around and sit your hips towards your heels. So bring the knees together and find that hero's like pose, or maybe you're sitting on a pillow, or maybe you stay up here high. You also have the option to stay up if this is safer and comfortable for the knees. But wherever we are, interlace the fingers together and rotate them in one direction, almost like a figure 8. Do that for 3, 2, and reverse in the other direction. For 3, 2, shake that out. It's always important to stretch through the joints as well as through the muscles. The wrists and the ankles and the shoulders and the hips often get ignored, but today they will not. Come back to that neutral position. We're coming back to all fours. We're going to find our first downward facing dog today. So step the left foot back, right foot meets it for that plank-like pose, and then send the hips high for that downward facing dog. It's our first one, so we're going to lift the heels high on the balls of the feet, bend the knees so the belly is on the thighs. Take the armpits and rotate them towards the floor so the elbows and armpits go towards the floor. Bring your chin closer to your chest, and then lift the hips high. Spreading the fingers wide, actively pressing the mat or floor away with the palm of the hand. And start to pedal through the heels, getting a calf stretch, but keeping those hips lifted. Keep rotating the elbows and armpits towards the mat, keeping the chin near the chest. Really getting a stretch through the back of the leg. Deep inhale, bend the knees, hips to heels. Exhale, find that downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. Stay here in this downward facing dog. We inhale to raise the right foot high towards the sky. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands nice and quietly. Lower the back knee towards the mat. And then flip over the top of the back foot. So we should be here. Taking the right hand just above the right knee. Flex the right foot so the toes are off the mat. On the thigh, you want to wrap the thigh around and then press the leg away. Taking that right shoulder or that top shoulder, stacking it on top of the bottom shoulder on the inhale. Exhale, can you find a little bit of a twist here? Hold it here for 3. 2. 1, close the right leg. Tuck the back toes. And we're going to that half split. So back toes are tucked. You're going to lift the right toes, that front foot, send the hips back to straighten that right leg. So we have a half split here. The right leg is straight. Left toes or back toes are bent. Pull the shoulders back and lift the chest. So that was the exhale. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, send it back. Inhale. Exhale. This time, hold it here. And maybe take the hands to walk them to the outside of the straight leg. Keep actively pulling the right hip and the left hip back, lifting the chest as you twist away from the leg for 3, 2, and 1. Bend that right knee, shift it forward. Palms frame the front foot, lift the back leg. Step the front foot back for that downward facing dog. Leg. Step the front foot back for that downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot quietly in between the hands. Lower that back knee towards the mat. Flip over the top of the back foot, but lift those front toes. Hands on top, above the knee. Reach and grab to rotate that leg and press it open. Taking that top shoulder, stacking it on top of the bottom shoulder on the inhale. Exhale, can we deepen that twist? Keep those left toes lifted for 3, 2, and 1. Hands frame the front foot, tuck the back toes, lift the front toes, send the left hip and right hip back for that half split. So we inhale, the chest is high. Actively pulling both hips back to get a stretch in the back of the left leg. Deep inhale. Shift the weight forward, lifting the chest. And exhale, straighten the leg. Inhale, shift. Exhale, straight. Inhale, shift and lift. Inhale, shift and lift. Pulling the shoulders back, lifting the chest. Exhale, straighten. Stay here with this straight leg. Right hand goes to the outside and we twist it around. Pulling the shoulders back, lifting the chest. Finding length in the back of this left thigh, but we're still pulling the right hip back as well. We lift on the inhale. Exhale, we twist a little more. For 3, 2, and 1. Walk the hands to frame the front foot. Lift the back knee off the mat. Step it back for that downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the right leg high. And then stack the right hip on top of the left. And then bend that right knee, maybe reaching those right toes to that left elbow. Deep inhale here, exhale, right knee comes to the nose. Inhale, lift, stack the hips. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, lift, stack the hips. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the left leg high. Stack the hips. Bend the left knee. Maybe the toes reach for that right elbow. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, downward facing dog. Stack the hips, bend the knee. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, stack the hips, bend the knee. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. Bend the knees on the inhale, hips to heels. Exhale, straighten the legs and roll through the spine, 1 vertebra at a time. Lower the hips towards the floor. Pull the shoulders back and lift the chest. Deep inhale. Exhale, take our first child's pose. Feet together, knees apart. Hips towards the back, forehead on the mat. Walk the hands away from you. Sitting the hips back, getting a full stretch through the sides of the body and through the hips. Deep inhale, walk the hands over to the left side. Getting a stretch on the right side of the body. Deep inhale. Exhale, walk your hands over to the right side. Getting a big stretch on the left side of the body. Deep inhale. Exhale, walk your hands back to the center. Really send the hips back, melting the chest and forehead towards the mat. Shift the weight forward to your hands and knees. Step the right foot back, left foot meets it for plank pose. Hips high for downward facing dog.
Step the feet together. Come high on the balls of the feet and tippy-toe until your feet are in between the hands. If you need to bend the knees so that the fingertips are on the floor. Straighten the legs if you can. And then tuck the chin and slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Once you get to the top, lift the toes off the mat. And then we're going to lift the knees. So you engage the quads to lift the knees. Draw the lower abdominals in. Roll the shoulders up and back to lift the chest. Palms face forward to the sides of the body, Tadasana mountain pose. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Your eyes close here for just a second to prepare your body for sun salutations. Sun salutation or Surya Namaskar to that plank pose. Hold it here. Lower just the knees, chest, and the chin. Squeeze the elbows into the rib cage. Press through the balls of the feet to lift the chest. Tops of the feet go down for low cobra. Hold it here for a second. Raise the hands. Deep inhale. Exhale, palms down, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Deep bend in the knees, lift the heels, walk, step, or hop forward to that forward fold. So the spine is long on the inhale. Exhale, dive the forehead towards the knees. Inhale, rise to an upward salute. Exhale, circle the arms around, reach for the ankles, forehead to knees. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, palms down, walk, step, hop back to that plank pose, lowering just the knee from the balls of the feet. Flip over the tops of the feet, lift the chest, lift the hands. Exhale, tuck the toes, press up to a downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Lift the heels, deep bend in the knees, stare in between the hands, walk, step, or hop forward to that forward fold. Inhale, fingertips on the floor or shins, long spine. Exhale, forward fold, grab the ankles. Inhale, upward salute. And then find that chair pose, hands at heart center. So in this chair, the hips are going down, toes are lifted, chest is lifted, palms together at the heart center, pull the shoulders down the back. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, circle the arms around, reach for the ankles, straighten the legs, forward fold. Inhale, long spine, hands on shins. Exhale, palms down, walk, step, hop back to that plank pose. We're going into chaturanga. Bend the elbows into the rib cage. Send the balls of the feet towards the mat or floor. Tuck the tailbone under. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press through the balls of the feet for upward facing dog. Hips reach towards the floor, tops of the feet down. Pull the shoulders back, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Spin the left heel 45 degrees. Reach the hands up by the ears. Rise for warrior 1. Pulling the right hip back, left hip forward. Reach. Deep inhale. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Step the right foot back, but hover it and come down to one-legged chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Spin the right heel down. Reach and rise for warrior one. Pulling the left hip back, right hip forward. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Pulling the shoulders down the back, reaching the arms high. Inhale. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Step it back to that one-legged chaturanga. So hover and hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Lift the heels, deep bend in the knees. Stand in between the hands. Hop forward or step forward to a chair pose. Hands to heart center. Hold. This is what we call a pulsing chair. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. We pulse for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach those arms up. Hold that chair for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle the hands around and reach for the ankles. Straighten the legs. Inhale, hands on shins, long spine. Exhale, palms down, walk, step, hop it back to that plank pose. Send the hips high for that downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the right leg high. Stack the hips. Reaching those right toes towards that left elbow. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, hold. Kick it through. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. Spin the heel of the left foot and reach. Falling triangle. Left palm under the left shoulder. Step the right foot back for that downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the left leg high, stack the hips. Trying to get those left toes to really reach for that right elbow. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, hold. Kick it through. Spin the heel of the right foot down. Reach, falling triangle. We're actively lifting the hips up, pressing through the mat. Right palm comes under the right shoulders. Step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Feet together, knees apart. Second child's pose. If you need to take a water break, now is the moment. And right after that, go right back to that child's pose. In that child's pose, actively walk those hands away. Send the hips towards the back of the mat, really finding length through the spine. Coming back to those hands and knees. Tuck the toes, step it back, plank pose. Downward facing dog, it's just a visit. Bring the feet together, deep into the knees, lift the heels, walk, step, or hop forward to that chair pose. Hands at heart center, exhale, rise. Deep inhale, circle the arms up towards the sky, sit into that chair pose. Exhale, circle around, straighten the legs, forward fold. Inhale, hands on shins, long spine. Exhale, walk, step, hop back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the right leg high. Exhale, step it in between the hands. Spin the left heel. Rise up for warrior one. Deep inhale here. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Right palms reaching forward, left palms reaching back. Shoulders over the hips, roll the shoulders back. We do a deep inhale, palms face up. We lift the right toes or front foot. On the exhale, drop it back down to warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Listen carefully here. We inhale, both toes face the side of the mat. We exhale, warrior two to the back of the mat. So we switch legs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Listen carefully. Inhale, both toes face the side of the mat. Exhale, we fold forward for a nice stretch. So this will look different for some people. Maybe you need your blocks. Maybe you need that ottoman. Maybe you have a chair, a table. Maybe you have another person and you just prop on top. But this is a wide straddle, forward fold. So the feet are wide straddle, turn the big toes towards each other. And then if you can, take a deep inhale, the spine is long. And then on the exhale, start to fold the body towards the mat or floor. And if this is comfortable for you, maybe you separate the feet a little wider to get the top of the head towards the floor. But only go what works for you. If you separated the feet more, straighten the arms and then walk the feet closer. Turn the right toes towards the top of the mat. And we rise up to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands circle the front foot. Step it back to a one-legged chaturanga. Deep inhale. Exhale, warrior two. This is all the same. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the left leg, turn the toes forward. And then turn the right toes out to exhale, warrior two to the front of the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. This time we inhale, arms up, both toes face the front, fold forward for that wide straddle forward fold, reaching through the hips, sending the booty towards the back of the room, palms come down. Maybe you're on the block, maybe your hands are on your waist. But if this is comfortable for you and you can get that long spine, maybe you separate those heels. Make sure the big toes are facing in. And then maybe lower the forearms down to the mat or floor, and then the top of the head. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Feeling the difference of the blood rushing through the head. Through that wide straddle, press yourself up. And if you walk the feet out, bring them a little bit closer. And then turn the left toes towards the front of the mat as we rise up for Warrior Two.
Deep inhale, reverse warrior. On that exhale, hand circle the frame, the front foot. Step the left leg back, one-legged chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the right leg high. Stack the hips, bend the knee. Maybe here we flip the dog. So let those toes slowly start to creep towards the floor. Reaching the right hand and right body reaches cross as you're tracing the ceiling with the fingertips to reach past the head. Lifting that right hip. On the exhale, right hand comes under the right shoulder. Right foot comes back for that downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the left leg high. Stack the hips. And if you flip the dog on the right, slowly flip the dog on the left. Taking those left fingertips as they trace the ceiling, reaching, finding that lift of the hips. For 3, 2, and 1. Circle the left hand under the left shoulder. Step the left foot back for that downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, hips towards the heels. Exhale, straighten the legs, draw those lower abdominals in, and round the spine forward. Lowering the hips towards the floor. Flip over the tops of the feet. Separate the feet a little bit wider than the hips. And on the inhale, lower the upper body towards the mat. Forehead touches the mat. Squeeze the elbows into the rib cage. Exhale, press the hips into the mat. Draw those abdominals in. Pull the shoulders back and lift the chest. Inhale, lower the upper body towards the mat. Exhale, press and lift. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale, lower the body, forehead towards the mat. Exhale, press and lift, pulling the shoulders back. Inhale, lower down. Feet together, knees apart. Quick child's pose here to stretch out the low back. Forehead is on the mat. Walking the hands away from you. It was just a visit. Shift it forward to your hands and knees. Tuck the toes. And then move the legs over to your right side of your mat. And then sit the hips to the center of the mat, bringing the legs in front of the body. Reaching the arms forward. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, roll down one vertebra at a time. Bend the knees so the soles of the feet are on the mat, and your fingertips should be able to touch your heels. Pulling your shoulders and back of the arm into the mat. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, tuck the tailbone and use the abdominals to lift the hips
off the mat. For your half wheel, if this feels good, maybe you interlace the hands behind the body, shimmy the shoulders under to lift the hips higher, and press the knuckles into the mat. For 3, 2, and 1. Remove the hands, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, roll down one vertebra at a time. We'll do one more half wheel, and then there's an option for a full wheel if it's in your practice. But if not, you just go back to the half wheel. Once again, deep inhale. Pull the shoulders into the mat. Palms and triceps go into the mat. Exhale, lift the hips. Pretend there's a ball in between your knees and squeeze the ball so the knees don't fly open. And maybe you shimmy the shoulders and interlace the hands, pressing the knuckles down and lifting the chest a little bit higher, deepening that back bend. For 3. Option for full wheel. If full wheel is not in your practice, you'll go back to half wheel. For full wheel, we take our palms face up. We circle those palms by the ears. So you want to make sure that the elbow is reaching up towards the sky and the palm is flat by the ears. From here, we bring the feet grounded into the mat, so we take our heels and we really dig the heels and balls of the feet down. On the inhale, we lift just to the tops of the head, readjust the hands. Pretend there's a ball in between the knees. Deep exhale, we press and lift for that full wheel option. Keep squeezing the legs towards each other, pressing the palms into the mat. For 3, 2, and 1. Tuck the chin, slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. And then hug the knees into the chest. Cactus the arms by the ears. Soles of the feet are to the edges of the mat. And then bring the knees together. And this windshield wipe the knees from left to right to get that lower back to stretch. Come back to that neutral position. Extend the legs long on the mat. Reach the hands up towards the sky. Deep inhale, curl the head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. On the exhale, use those abdominals to sit all the way up off the mat. You're going to take that right leg, it's going to cross over the left. The eye of the right elbow is going to hug that right leg nice and close. We inhale to get tall, and we exhale to deepen that twist. Inhale, the spine is long. Exhale, deepen that twist. We're trying to get the inhale, come back to center. Legs stay where they are. Arms come up for that counter twist. Pulling the left shoulder back, right shoulder towards the mat. Inhale, come back to center, uncross the legs, and now the left leg crosses over the right. Eye of the right elbow hugs it in nice and tight. Inhale, the spine is long. Exhale, deepen that twist. Every time we inhale, we lift. And exhale, we twist, getting the belly to the outside of the thigh. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to center. Reach those hands up. Exhale, counter twist. Pulling the right shoulder back. Left shoulder goes towards the mat. Inhale, come back to center. Uncross the legs. Last real work we have to do here. A little bit of abdominal work. So we're going into what's called a boat pose. So bring the knees close to the chest. Reach the palms up towards the sky. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. And then start to hinge back, rolling onto those sit bones until you can hover the feet off the mat. We inhale to extend the legs, lower the upper body. Exhale, drive the knees. Inhale. Exhale. Using those abdominals to keep us engaged and stable. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down all the way to the mat. Palms stay facing up. Allow the feet to fall open. Going into a triple. Allowing your breathing pattern to come back to normal. Reflecting on that intention that you set at the beginning of this movement practice. Acknowledging the fact that you were kind to your body today. Being grateful that in times that are trying, you still find a way to show up for yourself. Please note that this is your Shavasana. You can stay here as long as you need to. You control the peace. You control the joy. You control the happiness. Continue to take what you need from this Shavasana. The class ends here, but your journey to self is ongoing. Stay with your breath. Although I cannot see you, I know you're there. And I appreciate you giving a little bit of time to yourself and trusting me to guide you closer to what makes you whole and what makes you better. Will get you to that intention that you set. The light in me shines as bright as the light in you. Have an amazing Friday. Namaste.